I get so fucking angry about how bold they are, about how calculating they are, and about how completely devoid of spirit or soul or heart that these people have. It's just, I just am just fucking baffled by it. I don't know what else to say. But I guess people like this really think that they're doing the right thing. And it doesn't really matter to me that that's what they think. But honestly, I am fucking sick to death of these fuckers. So hopefully people will, these people will not succeed, and they will, fortunately, they'll all die off eventually because it's mostly older people. But of course, there's always replacing them with people like themselves, their children that they've brainwashed, et cetera, to think what they think, or their religion has brainwashed them, or whatever, to think what they would think about gay people. And there always will be people like this to some degree. Just like now, even though we have generally racial equality, not really, but on the surface we have racial equality in this country. There's still people who are neo-Nazis, and people who are part of the KKK, and people who hate black people still, even though that's 50 years since the start of that, the civil rights movement. And so we're always going to have people who hate us, who hate gay people, because we're different than they are. And that scares a lot of people. And that only scares ignorant people. First of all, it doesn't scare people with a brain. And you can be intelligent, mentally intelligent, and intellectually intelligent, and still be ignorant. The two are not always mutually exclusive. So you can actually be both. And I've known a lot of people who are like that, who are incredibly intelligent, scholarly people, intellectually astute, and maybe they went to Harvard or whatever, and I don't know, and maybe they're an astrophysicist or something, and yet they have the most hateful and ridiculous social policies in their heart and in their minds, and feel somehow that to discriminate is somehow justified. Somehow discrimination is justified because that's what they believe. And the truth is, if you look at it from the perspective of a gay person, people may say, well, this is what you believe. Why should we kowtow to what you believe or give in to what you think instead of what we want or whatever? Well, the difference is that I'm not trying to curtail someone's rights, and that's never right. It can never be right to curtail people's civil liberties or human rights. It never is, it never was, it never will be. And so to say to me, well, it's just what you want. No, these are my rights as a human being. I have the right to marry whomever I love and whomever I want to be with throughout my life, as long as it's consensual and they're of age. It doesn't fucking matter. It has nothing to do with anyone else. It doesn't matter if it's it doesn't matter if it's a boy or a girl. Excuse me. It doesn't matter if it's a boy or a girl, or if I want to marry both. I don't care. It doesn't fucking matter. It's no one's fucking business. And that's the difference between them and us. That's not the only difference. There's two or three, but one of them is that what we're trying to accomplish is simply obtain equality. We want to be on the same level in terms of our rights as everyone else. And that's what we want. And nothing more, nothing less. And that's what we're fighting for. They're fighting to harm people's lives, to hurt people, to go and reach into people's bedrooms, reach into people's lives every day, their children, whatever, and take them away, or to take away the security that is afforded to people who have marriage, financial security, emotional security. The security of a marriage, it really does change you. And I know when I got married, before I was married, I was with my husband for 2 years. We were living together and everything else. And so I was very content and happy with that. But once we got married, there literally is a shift, and you don't expect it to happen, but there's something that shifts in your heart or your mind in a good way. And it makes it even better. What you thought was great, it makes even better. Marriage, for me, at least that's how I feel about it, made everything, it amplified everything to be better. So everything that was good in our relationship got better, and it made things clearer to me. And so, and it makes you feel secure, and it makes you feel, and this is something some people need. These are things that I need. It gives you a sense of security, of family, of love, of understanding, and you can just kind of, it's like that movie Wait to Exhale. You can just finally just exhale, just just relax, and just finally, you don't have to think about having to find someone anymore or be with someone, or if you're going to be alone the rest of your life, or, and even if you are, that's okay. But for some people, we want to share our lives with someone special. And that's all that people who are trying to get married, who are gay, are trying to accomplish here, not hurting people. And yet that's all they're doing is hurting us. And it gets really fucking old. Okay, so I'll be right back after this. I'm going to take a quick break, come back and talk about a couple more stories in the news, and we'll talk about those. Be right back.
Your spell pulled me in, took me down with your poisonous touch. You brought me to hell. Watch me burn with the fever that I love so much. You're watching me crawl. You got your kicks, take your fist, put it right through the wall. The drug that I crave. You're so clever, you're the devil. Watch you slither away. See, I don't know what it is, but I'm attracted to the dark. And it was easy to predict you were gonna be the one who broke my heart. You were gonna be the one who tore it apart. Made me fall out on my knees and start to pray. You were gonna be the one that got away. Your truth is a lie. Bittersweet, but oh so divine. Now that I've had a taste, like a moth to a flame, I'm addicted to it. See, I don't know what it is, but I'm attracted to the dark. And it was easy to predict you were gonna be the one who broke my heart. You were gonna be the one who tore it apart. Made me fall out on my knees and start to pray. You were gonna be the one that got away. I'm addicted, See, I don't know what it is, but I'm attracted to the dark. And it was easy to predict you were gonna be the one who broke my heart. See, I don't know what it is, but I'm attracted to the dark. And it was easy to predict you were gonna be the one who broke my heart. You were gonna be the one who tore it apart. Made me fall out on my knees and start to pray. You were gonna be the one that got away. I'm addicted, I'm addicted, I'm addicted, I'm addicted,
All right, so we're back. One more thing I wanted to say about the wedding thing before I move on is that they, or the gay marriage thing, is that these people are always talking about how they don't, if you talk to them and you ask them, why do you hate gay people so much? They always say, I don't hate gay people. I don't hate gay people. I want gay people to be happy and healthy and whatever. But I don't think it's right for people to get married, blah, blah, blah. That's just it. You don't think it's right. You don't think it's right. It doesn't fucking matter what you think. It's not your goddamn life, you fucking idiots. Anyway, I get so fucking sick of these fucking idiots. Seriously. So, one thing I want to talk about before I go is Richard Simmons. You know, Richard Simmons has been around for a long time. And I think he's like 70 or he's 66 years old, actually. He's 66 years old now. And he's, you know, I always thought he was gay. I don't know if he's gay or not. I'm pretty sure he is. But he's a year ago just completely vanished and disappeared from everybody. He cut off, a year ago, he cut off his friends. Stopped going to his fitness studio that he owns in Beverly Hills, and he hasn't made any public appearances in over a year. And so his friends got really scared and thought maybe he was being abused by his manager or by his caretakers or whatever. And so they sent the LA County DA's elder abuse unit over there to check on him. And he actually answered the door and said he was really, you know, gracious to them and said thank you for coming and whatever, but he's fine. And he just said that he told them that he was exhausted after living. Okay, my roomie and I would like to come on and say hello. Well, feel free to call in. Are you calling now? Let me see if you're calling. Oh, feel free to call whenever you're ready. And just was completely like frail and everything else, but he was limping. But apparently he had a knee injury, and that's what caused him to stop going in public, as well as he said he was exhausted after living the past 30 years in the public eye. And he said, I just want to spend time with myself. But he does keep in touch with his people who matter to him the most. So that's good. So anyway, Tristan says he wants to come on with his roommate. So I'm waiting for you, Kristen. Feel free to call in whenever you're ready. I am here, just waiting for your call. So anyway, he's a pretty funny guy. I mean, I don't know. I think he seems harmless. He seems like a really sweet guy though. And it's always the sweet and the nice people who get fucking dumped on in life, it seems. So I'm like, what the fuck? 5 minutes. Oh my God. I have to talk for 5 more minutes. Okay. Let me think of something else to talk about. I don't know. I was about to end the show, so now I don't know what I'm going to talk about for 5 minutes. Well, James Franco is in that movie, Michael. I think it's called Michael. And I Am Michael, it's called. And it's based on... He stars as Michael Glotzi, who was a prominent gay activist who worked at XY Magazine and co-founded Young Gay America magazine. He later turned away from homosexuality and became an evangelical minister, and was one of those people who preached against homosexuality and how it ruined his life and blah, blah, blah. But anyway, Zachary Quinto stars as his partner. He'd been with for a really long time when they were together. And they ended up having a 3-way with Charlie Carver. If you remember him, he's one of the twins in Desperate Housewives. Anyway, it's supposed to be interesting. I don't know if it's going to actually be any good or not, but we'll see. So I'm going to take a quick break since I have nothing to talk about, and I'll be right back, and we'll talk to Tristan and his roommate and see what they have to say. Be right back in 4 minutes and 4 seconds.
Each time they take a photograph, I lose the part I can't get back. I wanna hide. This is the part where I